everybody, welcome back to my channel. I know the title of my video says what it says. However, just like in court, Karen McDonald refuses to say his name. I am not going to use his name either. I would like you to stay with me here for this video. I do not want to start this video off talking about the title of the video. I want to first start this video off saying the victims' names. Tate Myers was 16. Hannah St. Juliana was 14. Madison Baldwin was 17. And Justin Schilling was also 17. I have quite a few videos to make about the situation. I want to talk about the survivors. I want to talk about the victims. I want to talk about their stories. And once I have those recorded, the next video I will be making will be correcting all the lies that are out there about this case. Everything that you know about this case up until now has been a lie. The sheriffs have been lying to you. The school has been lying to you. The administrators have been lying. All of this is going to come out. The truth is coming out in this. It's not a trial. It is a Miller hearing, and I will talk about that at the end of the video. So if you could please just stay with me. I know right away that my video is not going to be pushed out by YouTube. I'm not going to watch my mouth. I'm going to say everything as it was said in the courtroom. I don't care about monetization on this video. I live 30 minutes from Oxford High School. I live 20 minutes from Pontiac, Michigan, where this court case is being held, where even the parents' court case will be held. I live in the Tri-County area, which is Oakland County, Macomb County, and Wayne County. The school, I want to start this video. I am going to, without footage, because in the court case, even the news stations that are in the hearing are not allowed to play the video or the audio. We see nothing, but the courtroom does. I have written down word for word what everybody has talked about in this court so far, word for word. I went to school in the 80s. We didn't have computers. I took shorthand, speed writing, and typing. So I'm even thinking about going to the courtroom hearing on Tuesday. That's when they go back. I might go. I haven't decided yet. So right now, I want to talk about Heidi Allen and her account of what went on that day. I also have, because they're not showing anything in the court case, I also, let's see if we can get this, if we're going to be able to, no, to show. Okay, so there's the map of the school, and when I'm talking, this is the 400 hallway, and the is up here. You see that? So there's up there. This is the first place that he came out of, and he went this way, okay? So that day of November 30th, 2021, Heidi Allen was in 10th grade. She was leaving 4th hour in classroom 516, which, if on that map, here, I'll put it right here, is way up here. Class ended. She went down the 400 hallway, which is the hallway right in the middle, and she went to room 241, which, when I said the bathroom was up here, it kind of comes down and like this, and like somewhere down here was the classroom that her 5th hour was going to be. She was dropping off her backpack, her coat, and her phone, and then she was gonna go up to that bathroom. So she dropped off her stuff, and as she's walking, she sees the shooter come out of the bathroom, and he opened fire on whoever was in that hallway. So we know Madison Baldwin was at the end of the hallway alone. We know from where Heidi was, she had Phoebe Arthur and Phoebe's boyfriend right in front of her, so of course they were hit. And then across the hall was, what's her name? Kylie Asige. I am so sorry. I mean no disrespect if I say names wrong. I don't mean any disrespect. But Kylie and a couple other girls were in front of, like, across the hall, in the hallway still. When he opened fire, Heidi dropped to the ground and started praying, closed her eyes and started praying. When she opened up her eyes, the shooter was gone. She didn't know where he went. She called out, "Is everybody okay?" They were all unresponsive except Phoebe. Phoebe started to cry. Heidi helped Phoebe up, and at this point, there is an announcement that comes out of the loudspeaker that says that the school is now in Alice training mode, which means alert, lockdown, inform, counter, evacuate. So at this point, all the classroom doors are closing and they are putting the night locks into the doors. She quickly gets Phoebe up she looks around and she notices back up where the bathroom was, room 258 had the door open. So her and Phoebe ran for that door. They got in. They locked it. Heidi locked it. She had just learned how to lock that door. She had a teacher that randomly picked people to go lock the door to teach them how to do it. And just a couple days before the shooting was her turn. So she had just freshly learned how to lock that door. When Heidi was asked if she's seen anybody get shot, she said yes. She watched the girls that were across the hall. She watched them get shot. She watched Phoebe get shot. She watched Phoebe's boyfriend get shot. And then she looked away. In the classroom, Heidi kept reassuring Phoebe that she was going to be okay. She kept saying, you need to stay with me. You need to stay with me. You're going to be okay. She assesses Phoebe's injuries. She takes her shirt off. She notices there's blood. She takes her shirt off of her, and there's a chest wound. She's also shot in the neck. She takes her sweater, Heidi takes Phoebe's sweater and starts to apply pressure on her neck. Heidi then asks Phoebe, do you know God? She said, not really. And Heidi started praying for and with Phoebe. So she realizes she needs a phone. So they were in the middle of the room at this point. She realizes this is not a good place to be. We have to get to the furthest corner away from the door. So they do. She's still putting pressure. The sweater is now soaked. She takes her own sweatshirt off and she's applying pressure to her wounds. And at this point, they call Phoebe's mom, and Heidi does the talking. Once they were done, Heidi tries to call her mom twice. Her mom does not answer phone calls that she doesn't know the number, so she didn't answer. She then calls her dad. He answers right away. She starts to panic. She tells her dad what's going on. Her dad calms her down. Now she sees that Phoebe is shot in her face as well. Now Phoebe is starting to cry from the pain. Like all that adrenaline has worn off. She's now crying from the pain. Heidi's telling her to just keeping her positive. Stay with me. I need you to stay with me. You're going to be okay. Heidi's putting pressure on her wounds. And she keeps getting up to go to carefully look out the door, because there is a window, and she's not seeing anybody. She's going back to Phoebe, and she's running back to the door. Finally, she runs to the door, and she sees a police officer. She takes the night lock out. She runs out, says, I need help in here. I need help in here. She runs back to Phoebe. The cop gets his bearings, comes into the room, doesn't really see anything, is not understanding what's going on. Heidi slipped, and her hand went off the wound, holding still a sweatshirt. So now the cop sees what's going on. Sergeant Hubble, I believe that was his name. He sees the wounds, the blood. He asks Phoebe, can you move? She says no. He grabs a rolling chair, I'm assuming it's the teacher chair. Her and Heidi, Heidi and the cop put Phoebe onto the rolling chair, and they're gonna try to get her out. Heidi comes to the hallway with Phoebe, and she notices the scene, and she turned the chair so Phoebe would not see it, and she shielded her from that, all on her own. She just didn't want Phoebe to see that. When Heidi looked out, Hannah St. Juliana was being resuscitated. Kylie was sitting against the wall, zoned out, unresponsive. And Madison was down the hallway in a pool of her own blood, alone. Heidi is still talking to Phoebe's mom at this point, or her dad, maybe it was her dad. I don't think her mom had called. But the paramedics came to get Phoebe. They wheeled her out, leaving Heidi in that hallway. A cop had come up to her and told her to face the wall and stare at it, which she did, which she said felt like a really long time. And she stayed there until her dad came and picked her up. Once she was done testifying, they played all of the footage from the school showing everything that she just described with timestamps. This is important. Please remember this. After they played the video, which we did not get to see, we didn't get to hear. I believe they kept the camera on Karen McDonald. I can't even imagine what Heidi, 17? A senior in high school, had to witness. She saved Phoebe's life. I honestly don't think she probably would have survived had Heidi not taken her into that room and assessed her wounds and applied all that pressure. She saved her life. She's a hero that day. Absolutely. I can't imagine Phoebe survived. So that is an account of what happened when the shooter, walked out of that bathroom that was up here, and he walked down the hallway. And I'm going to leave this story right here with her account. Right now, I just want to say a few words about Madison Baldwin. She was a 17-year-old senior of Oxford High School. She was an aspiring artist. She was an amazing big sister to her little brother Liam. She was beautiful. She was smart, sweet, loving. She cared about everybody. And she was taken from this world way too soon. Right now I want to talk about her friend, Madeline Johnson. It's a little story that I saw in one of our local newspapers. She would give Madison a piece of gum every morning. And Madison would take the gum wrapper, the little square like that, and she would draw art on it. She would just draw her a little picture on the gum wrapper and give it back to Madeline. Madeline kept all of those little drawings, and she has been doing random acts of kindness in Madison's name. And in order to do more random acts of kindness in her name, she decided to make t-shirts out of all the little gum wrappers that she drew on, all those artists, all the art. She's been putting them on t-shirts and selling them, and then using that money to perform random acts of kindness. So if you are interested in checking out her website, checking out all the shirts, she's got t-shirts, I believe there were long sleeve shirts and hooded sweatshirts that you could check out. You could support her if you want. I will leave that link down below. Hannah St. Juliana, a 14-year-old freshman of Oxford High School. When the Detroit Free Press reached out to Hannah's dad, Mr. St. Juliana, he wasn't ready to talk. He gave the reporter the name of a family friend, Jennifer Curtis, and she said Hannah was kind, gentle, generous, and Karen McDonald had asked the father, or maybe the father asked Karen McDonald to let the world know about his daughter, and she did. He wanted the world to know that she was one of the happiest, the most joyous kids ever. She was always positive. She always made sure that she was doing the right thing. She was never negative. A really sweet girl, a great student, always positive. And his last words were, "She was awesome." This tragedy has affected so many lives, and not just the lives in Oxford, around the world, but especially in our Tri-County area. My kids went to school at that time in a school that didn't have ALICE training. There's lots of schools in this area that didn't have ALICE training. They do now, but they didn't at that time. I really hope that you've made it this far into my video. My next video will be the personal account of Keegan Gregory and what he went through that day. And then on that video, I will give a little memorial tribute to Justin Schilling. And then the next video after that, I will give the account of Christy Gibson Marshall, and she is the assistant principal that tried so hard to save Tate Meir. And when I give her account, I will give a tribute to Tate. I do want to post a picture of all 4 victims right here. Rest in peace, all 4 of you. I am so saddened for your family, for your friends, for your classmates. I can't imagine. So I am trying to be as respectful as I can. I know this was a video that I said was going to be about the Miller hearing. So the shooter is in court for a Miller hearing, and that means he's already pled guilty. So it's not a trial to decide that. It is to see, and the judge will make this decision, to see if he will spend, or if he can spend, life in prison without the possibility of parole. He can either be sent to jail for the rest of his life, lock the key, take the key, throw it away. That is what I think should happen. But because he was a minor, he does get the chance to go through all of this to see if he's can be rehabilitated and sent back out into society. I don't think so. After I give the personal accounts of the survivors and the tribute moments that I give to the victims, we're gonna come out with some. I'm already working on a video of all the lies that we have been told since November 30th, 2021. The school has not been held accountable. A police officer, a retired police officer, a security guard. We're gonna bring that out too. A lot with her, Kimberly Potts. I'm gonna say her name. I'm not gonna really tell you too much about her right now. I want you to come back for my next video. But I'm working on a video with her and what she did, her actions that day. She needs to be sitting right with the shooter as far as I'm concerned. All right, well, thank you for watching my video. Rest in peace, Tate Myre, Hannah St. Juliana, Madison Baldwin, and Justin Schilling. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I will see you on my next video. Bye.